I wanted to take a few minutes while I'm in the car. I was just kind of thinking about this, and I wanted to get personal for a minute because I think that it matters. I think that it's relevant and it's important. So I want to get a little personal. I want to tell a story of kind of where I came from and how it has influenced and affected my mindset now. It's not a sad story. It's actually, although sad things happened, devastating things, traumatic things, it's not a sad story because it brought me to where I am now. So in 2012, I lost my husband, the father of my 3 daughters, to a drug overdose. It had been quite a long battle. We were together for 12 years, and it was a progression, and I developed this sense of absolutely hating medication. I would say that has gotten worse after he passed. Now, granted, that might be somewhat just my personality, but living day in and day out with somebody who went to a doctor and got a bottle of Xanax for something that was completely irrelevant or not related to something you would need Xanax for, go to another doctor and get other medication for something else, it just really made me start hating the system and hating prescription medications. So that happened in 2012, and I'm sorry about this lighting. There's a car in front of me with the red lights on. So that happened in 2012. Fast forward to about a year and a half ago. Now, between 2012 and a year and a half ago, I have always been pretty healthy. So in 2012, I started nursing school to put myself in a situation where I could take care of my kids, because my husband and I owned our own business together. So when he passed away, not only did I lose my husband, my daughter's father, I lost all source of income as well. So I immediately, when I saw what was happening about 7 months before he died, I actually enrolled in my Bachelor of Nursing. And so I became a nurse. I was always interested in health, but in nursing school we were taught that pain was the sixth sense. And I'm not saying that it's not in many cases, but in many cases it is not. And so going from somebody that just lost a husband to drug overdose, much of which was prescribed, much was not prescribed, to then going into nursing school and seeing how, if the patient asked for pain medications, we're instructed to give it to them. Now, I do think things have changed a bit from 2012, 2013 to now in the medical field as far as pain medication. But it just really, again, reinforced how much I hate medication. So a year and a half ago, again, I was healthy. I've never had acid reflux, ever. About a year and a half ago, I just all of a sudden started getting severe acid reflux, kind of out of nowhere. And let me rewind for a second. About 3 months earlier, and I talk about this in one of my other videos, about 3 months earlier, I got on my daughter's nutrition plan because she is a competitive bodybuilder. So an attempt to, lose a few pounds as I'm getting older, I went onto her nutrition plan. Now, I did lose a few pounds, but I was always starving. And I was eating the same thing every single day. So it would be oatmeal with cottage cheese or eggs for breakfast. That would be oatmeal was my breakfast every single day. And then, ground turkey with vegetables and maybe a little bit of rice for lunch, and lean ground beef or chicken for dinner. Again, vegetables and some rice or maybe a little sweet potato. It was all weighed out on a scale. Well, I started getting severe acid reflux about 2 months into that. It was so bad that I remember my husband and I were laying floors, tearing up floors and laying new vinyl plank floors. And every time I would bend over, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this, every time I would bend over, acid felt like I was going to throw up acid. It was terrible. And I had never taken an acid reflux medication before. So I went to the doctor, and of course they prescribed me omeprazole, and also told me about the over-counter medications, which I had already started taking on my own. And I hate medications. So that was the only medication aside from vitamins that I was taking. So the over-the-counter medication did help. Tums did nothing. Didn't even touch it. The over-the-counter medication helped. The omeprazole didn't seem to help too much more. I was starting to get where if I would swallow even just saliva, it felt like there was a lump in my throat, and that really scared me because, I mean, it should not be that difficult to just swallow your saliva. So it was, I did not like any of it. So I started taking the omeprazole, and I remember being in the shower, and I am by no means, as a nurse, as a non-nurse, I am by no means telling you to not take your medications. This is just my experience. I was in the shower and I just had this sense of doom come over me. Just full on sadness and doom. Which is really out of the ordinary for me, and it was similar to what I feel when I take, I think it was doxycycline antibiotic, does the same thing to me. And I just said, screw this, I am not taking this anymore, and I'm going to figure out why. I just started getting acid reflux out of nowhere for no reason. So I took it into my own hands, and I said, I'm going to eat one food. Now, mind you, I had never done carnivore before. I had done keto about a year or two prior to this. So I started eating one food. So all of the foods that I ate every day, I mean, there's probably 10 of them because I was eating the same thing every day. I started with one. So I think I just started eating, maybe I eliminated just one. I think I eliminated just one for a week. So I started eliminating rice, and there was something in there. I think I was drinking almond milk, and my dad has a reaction to almonds, so I think that was the first thing I eliminated. Didn't do anything, didn't improve. The next week I eliminated the rice and so forth until I got to the last one, which was oats. I did that last because I thought, who would have a reaction to oats? I mean, we eat oats the time that we're babies. So that was the last one, and sure enough, 2-3 days later, it was completely gone. My acid reflux was completely gone. So I knew that was it, which I did research. I couldn't really find much on oats causing issues like that. I also have, side note, I also have a severe reaction to avocados, and my dad does as well. It makes me extremely nauseous and a little short of breath. It seems like it gets worse each time I try. I don't even try them anymore. But so I stopped eating oats, and again, that was about 1.5 years ago. Never had an issue with acid reflux again. So kind of my point in talking about my history with the drug, not my history, but my history with a loved one with a drug addiction problem, me going to nursing school and kind of seeing the issues there with the medications and the drugs. I just developed this, we prescribe too fast. We need to start addressing the root cause of the problem. And had I not taken that into my own hands, I would still be taking omeprazole, which has all kinds of side effects, as all drugs do. I would still have acid reflux, and I would still have issues swallowing, and it was just terrible. So had I not taken that into my own hands and been determined to figure it out, I would still be doing that. So this all kind of relates to carnivore, because it's very rare to have a reaction to meat. So are we even supposed to be eating these foods that we were eating, but the rest of the world is consuming every day? I've never had a reaction to meat. I think it's pretty rare. Are we even supposed to be touching these foods? So that's kind of my point is, carnivore has been a lifesaver for me. I don't even have to worry about these things anymore. Not to mention all of the other benefits that I have that I've named in other videos. I mean, we could all go on and on about the benefits that we've had with carnivore, but not to even touch the surface of that. Just, I don't have to worry about reactions to food anymore. And if I do, maybe we have reactions to eggs, we eliminate it. But for the most part, I think we're all just pretty much eating meat. So it's just been great. And I'm so thankful that I don't even have to deal with that anymore. So I hope that this has inspired you to at least consider, if you're not doing carnivore, consider doing whatever you have to do to find the root cause of why maybe you're sick. Eliminate foods. Eat one food at a time for a week and just see how you feel. Obviously, I'm going to suggest you eat just red meat for a week. See how you feel. See if the severe symptoms that you have even just start to go away just a little bit, because to get the full benefits sorry, somebody was coming my lane. To get the full benefits of carnivore takes months. I think I started feeling amazing around month 3. I mean, I felt good before that, but really just all that energy was around month 3. But just try to eliminate foods even just for 1 week, and just because what is going to happen is that inflammation is going to leave your body. The weight, maybe you won't see weight on a scale. I mean, a lot of people do, but some don't. Maybe you just feel that water weight just kind of coming off you. And you know what? I bet you that gets you to week 2, and then week 3. And then before you know it, the disease symptoms that you have, maybe they start going away. So I hope this inspires you to consider that, give it a try, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.